So glad to have a chance to catch up again with progress at Mid-Continent. Todd, you folks have really stepped out on lithium-based technologies. Didn't have the best name in the world because of other issues and completely different technologies. But let's get just a quick overview of where you stand with this program, these concepts, where you're going, and more important, now that we're well into certification with AML and so forth, where do you go from here?
Where do we go from here? Well, it's interesting because there is a bit of a dichotomy. So many people are so familiar and are so happy with lithium-type batteries in their everyday life, literally.
Without knowing that they're lithium-type batteries.
Exactly. I just want it to work well.
Yeah.
I don't want a phone the size of a Kleenex box, etc. So, and of course it's been coming into aviation in some really great ways with, of course, handheld portable devices, ELTs, as you know, the things that make those batteries the best technology available today are a real value for aviators. So the only question has been, okay, if I can use it in all these other applications, if I'm using it in my everyday life, why don't I have it to start my engines? Why don't I have it for my emergency power? As you know, the emergency power, we addressed that over 3 years ago, went by the book, and did FAA testing certification. It's been a great product. So the next logical step, that was a good proving ground, and the next logical step would be, this is one of two products that we're producing today, really the first ever available to general aviation OEMs and manufacturers, and using lithium-ion rechargeable technology for Mainship battery. And so the next step is working with OEMs so that they can offer it to customers, kind of like you said, not so much because of what it is, but what it brings to them, what it helps the aircraft do, the value that it will bring to them over time. And we've already done all the work, all the homework, certification, testing, and as I had visited with you before, what a lot of people don't understand is there are 7 main different chemistries of lithium rechargeable batteries, and those chemistries make a big difference, and each one has its best mission. And so when we found out about the chemistry in these cylindrical cells developed at MIT, this is a chemistry that we have proven to be really well suited for use in general aviation because of its additional safety margins compared to technologies that other people have tried to use, and it gives us all the performance. The weight savings, longer life, great energy over time, and also a lot of power when you need it for an engine start. So the next step is to be able to have this show up so when you go and look at a new aircraft or when a manufacturer wants to increase their range or increase their payload, make their aircraft more reliable, when helicopter manufacturers want to have less concerns about can I start my engine if I land and turn off, that's the next step, is being able to deliver this to people in a new aircraft.
You did an absolutely stunning briefing with us in Dallas some months ago, I should say. There was a lot of data there that I had not seen before. I'm familiar with various lithium technologies, especially since I'm doing some projects in aerospace right now where this technology in particular is getting certified for serious space usage where, let's face it, it fails or has a problem there. You're not only totally out of this world, you're out of luck.
Could be a big problem.
There is so much potential here, and yet the stigma of the Boeing incident has just colored everything, even though it is a totally different technology. Are you finding this industry willing to be educated? Are they getting educated to the advantages that you'll be able to bring through lithium ion?
Yes, people are very willing, and you talked about data, and we found that to be a key, really delving into discussions about different types of chemistries, and of course very importantly, not just trying to sell something, but actually educating people with hard numbers, figures. Again, when we're working with OEM engineers, they're very focused on very specific, concrete facts. Also, you mentioned evolution. This technology really wasn't available when Boeing did their program. So they went with a different type of chemistry and a different type of architecture, and things evolve, as they should. Things get better. It was interesting to know that they're still very dedicated to the technology because they understand the benefits. So yeah, we've found most people to be very receptive, and it's similar, it's like other parts of your aircraft, your engine, your brakes, your tires, right? You want it to work good, work well, you want it to be reliable, you want it to be safe, you want it to be able to maintain it efficiently. You just want it to do the job for you, right? If other people do their job well, you want to concentrate on flying and traveling and get the best value out of your aircraft, and that's what this technology can bring if you do it right. And you know our company, and we know we have to do it right. We will deliver nothing else to our friends and customers that are out there flying than to do it well and to do it right.
Well, you've built an entire product line around this technology. You've now gotten well into the certification process. How receptive has the FAA been, especially when you start talking AMLs?
Well, and we haven't really gone into the AML as much because we're mainly focused on OEM certifications. Of course, we do have some customers who right away said, wow, I need an STC. I've got a fleet of aircraft. This will fix a really serious problem that I have. I don't think it's going to be that much of an obstacle, interestingly enough. The FAA, they've been pretty well organized. They set some very extensive testing and safety criteria, and safety is what we rely on them for. And so if you can prove without any shadow of a doubt that you meet the safety requirements, we've already done TSOs on 2 packs, the first ever on lithium products. We went by the book, we did the testing, we informed them, we had discussion, we had the data, the hard facts, the proof. It's certified, and of course now the customers are the next important thing because they've done their job. Obviously the customer has all those same expectations, plus value, product support, etc. So yeah, we found them to be right on cue. They're informed, they know what's required, and they're upholding their part for the public, as we as taxpayers would expect them to do, right? They work for all of us, so it's nice that they're doing it well.
During the briefing in Dallas, there were so many advantages to lithium ion in terms of weight, in terms of turnaround times and things of that nature. I mean, let's face it, to the poor guy who's dropped off a customer in an FBO on one side of the airport, shut down, has to start up, taxi down, the other FBO, or maybe hopscotch over someplace, pick somebody else up and down. He's doing a number of cycles per hour, so forth and so on. The starting capability of these batteries is just going to be absolutely phenomenal. Where do you see the most easily adapted aspects of aviation usage for this technology? Who are going to be the adopters that are going to find the most immediate benefit?
Yeah, the most immediate benefit are for customers who have issues with maintenance, because these are almost no maintenance. The cells are all sealed, so there's no gases or hydrogen coming out of the pack. You don't have to add chemicals, you don't have to check electrolytes. That's one of the reasons that they can last so much longer, maybe 8 times as long,
really?
or more in the aircraft. So people who have issues with that, or as you mentioned, dispatch. If you're at a busy airport like Dallas or Nashville, you can probably find a power cart, but if you're operating on a remote strip in Belize or Mexico or South America, right? What are you going to do? So that's when the benefits of this technology come through as far as dispatch, very quick recharging times. It's just going to give you that much more reliability from your battery pack.
Where do you go from here?
You know, the great thing is from here we've proven the technology. We've done the initial
more than
certifications.
that, you've proven to be the experts in the technology as well. Nice place to be.
It's a very important thing. I mean, we have put a lot of time and effort, and we've been learning from a lot of other people's experiences, and we've had a lot of help from some specific partners. Now the key is to be able to deliver it. So it's, you know, different aircraft may need a different capacity. We have, on the Mainship, we have the 17 and the 44, and we can also really immediately deliver smaller, like a 34 amp hour, 37 amp hour, 42 amp hour, quite easily. So at this point, it's just some very slight derivatives, and it's just a matter of the engineers being really happy with the installation. And of course, for a lot of people, everybody's adding more electrical systems to the aircraft, right? So you have load.
Oh, airplanes are far more electrical than they were 20 years ago, less than 10 years ago.
Special missions equipment. You've got recorders, you've got searchlights, PA systems, all these great avionics products, so you're adding weight. So this is a great way to kill two birds with one stone, if you will. More electrical capacity and less weight, so you can add other things to your aircraft or to your helicopter. Helicopters is a big market. So, you know, we made sure we had it done. This isn't a product that's in development.
Yeah.
That's the other interesting thing. We are producing these today. We are delivering these to OEMs today. And so it's a matter of them incorporating it into their type certificate, into their design, and then it will be available to the customer as just another of the things that they continue to do to make the airplanes out there, a new aircraft, advantageous, a better value to the aviators, because everyone wants a good value.
Indeed.
And you have to deliver that.
Where, for the pilot, or more important, the operator is looking at this technology, looking at the benefits, and wants to get educated, has read this and read that, wants to put it all together. How can they find, I know you've got a tremendous amount of material that you've generated. I know you're doing some training seminars and you're doing quite a bit of work, a lot of outreach. How can they get more information from you as to how to make effective decisions to utilize lithium-ion technologies?
Yeah, and that, you know, that is a great question, as you know, because you love to do research and you get to learn about all the new things. But
for all my friends.
if you go out there, I mean, I've spent 6 years. So yeah, you're right. Can you give me the executive summary, please, right, on that? So today, just as a means of helping, we are doing a not so much keyed on our product, but just information and education on lithium type technologies, kind of a basic level. We are also meeting with other interested companies and delivering a higher level technology review. And we expect some of this will become available on the web, on the internet, probably through organizations like the Aircraft Electronics Association, so that your friends will be able to go online and see the information, get factual information, and go from there. And I think some other companies will probably step up a little more also and start providing information, especially related to aviation. There is other information out there, but it's typically been focused on laptop batteries, prismatic polymer, you know, for cell phones and things like that. Aviation is a slightly different application, so it will be more available. But you're right, it's a little scarce, but it's good. You know, knowledge is power. Information and facts are important. So we're going to try to help bring that forward. And we are doing that not only in the United States, actually. I've already done presentations in Australia. We're doing some in Europe for aviation communities and aviators. So we'll try to help with that. and make some of that available, and I hope that other people will do it. And of course, as OEMs incorporate this into an aircraft, then there will be information from them as well, usually around maintenance. But as you know, a pilot needs to understand all of their systems, and this is no different from that. The more they understand, the happier they will be with it. Of course, we aim to make it virtually problem-free. That's our goal. So it's just, jump in, do what you need to do, start the engines, and have the power there. Because not only is this an engine start battery, in most cases it's your emergency power. And it does a great job of doing that. It offers unique characteristics, so it gives you better performance on both of those fronts.
Well, Todd, once again, we've sure appreciated the time to get caught up on all things lithium-ion. We'll look forward down the line to working with you again. We've actually done a tremendous amount of shooting with you on various topics related to the technology. We're in the process of developing some educational pieces on that basis, and we'll be working with you in the future on that. For the folks who are looking for more direct information right now, how can they find out more about the products that you're bringing to market?
Okay, well, for True Blue Power, our website is a good source, as usual. It's www.truebluepowerusa.com. I would recommend the A123 Systems website. I think that's a good resource. And besides that, you pretty much have to just scour around. There are some white papers available out there, but we have those two where we're trying to make the information available at True Blue Power.
Todd, thanks so much for your time. We're looking forward to
keeping up with you. It's great to see you at the
you.
AEA. Thanks for being here.
I'll tell you what, one, we've appreciated a chance to work with you. You've been very good at educating us. There's an awful lot of stuff that we weren't aware of. And boy, trying to cover this industry is such a bear, but you provided a number of very good opportunities to get caught up on this. And while we're by no means expert on it, we certainly know a lot more about it than we did, and what we have seen so far indicates tremendous potential for this industry.
Good.
Appreciate that.
General aviation has a lot of potential, and this is another good thing that will help GA thrive in the future.
Indeed. Thanks so much, sir. Much
You're
appreciated.
Welcome. Thank you.
Aero-TV's coverage of the 57th Annual AEA International Convention and Trade Show, live from Nashville, Tennessee, is brought to you in part by the following sponsors. The twin-engine Oracle CRM 2120 offers a robust feature list, including a fully redundant dual-screen display not offered with other engine monitoring systems. STC primary, the Oracle will soon be available in fixed-wing turbine and rotorcraft versions. AML's patent-pending wireless induction charging system eliminates confusion over those charging cables, cuts down cockpit cable clutter, and allows you and your passengers to fly cordless and eliminate the cable nightmare. www.aviationmodificationleaders.com